following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, did the ancient scrolls predict a red hat leader, and a girlfriend dresses wrongly for dinner, and what country is building the tallest structure in the world? All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. And for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on viral news and stories and videos that you might have missed over the last couple days, or we'll be talking about them here in the upcoming few. How are you? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone as I sit here and click my pen and I write the time that we started the show? We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. And you can connect with us. You can be part of the show. You can join the podcast. Go over to profitradio.com. At the top of the page says, be heard. You can leave a message, comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. Or you can ask us anything you want, and I'll answer it over there as well. So I was going through the news feeds, scrolling through the news, scrolling through all the stories and everything. And it's a kind of a slow week. So this show is going to be a little bit trimmed down, cut some fat off of the backside of this thing. God knows we could all lose a little bit of fat, but still. But what's starting the show off right now is something that's just come up now. I saw it earlier this morning. I said, well, that's kind of weird. Why are we taking a video of this garbage truck? And then come to find out, Alec Baldwin was in a car wreck because of this garbage truck. Now, I've seen the videos and I've heard the news stories. I've heard from Alec Baldwin. We're going to play all that right now for you here on the show. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over there. You can see the full-length podcast over on YouTube. Just search Deacon Live Podcast. Deacon Live's all one word. Make sure you give us a subscribe over there, and you can catch every episode of Deacon Live when we record it, and it's available for you, and you can be part of the community that is Deacon Live. I think we got coming up on 3,000 subscribers over there, which is pretty good for a YouTube channel. Since this right here goes on many different platforms. It goes out on iHeartRadio, it goes out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and then I think like 25 other platforms like overseas and stuff. So 3,000, I'll take it. And you can be part of them over there as well. So I guess what happened was, Alec Baldwin, whether you love him or hate him, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's been in some movies. I don't care either way. If you make a good movie, fine. He's already been in some stink with that whole Russ movie, where he accidentally, quote unquote, shot the film videographer. Is that what they're called? And I guess the assistant director. And he got away with that because it wasn't his fault type deal. Well, he's going to say that this wasn't his fault as well. And if you don't know what's going on, I'll tell you right here. And we'll switch over to camera. What video am I going to start with first? Let's start with this one, ABC News World Tonight. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4. We can see this and find out what's going on with Alec Baldwin and this car wreck. So here we go.
Alec Baldwin says he is fine after crashing his wife's SUV into a tree in East Hampton, New York. Dashcam video obtained by Newsmax shows the moment the white Range Rover there, driven by Baldwin, slams into that large tree. The image is captured by the truck that he says cut him off. He says he veered off the road to avoid the garbage truck.
This morning I was in this car accident. Guy cut me off in a truck. Big garbage truck. I mean, a garbage truck the size of a whale.
Baldwin says he was with his brother Stephen, and neither were hurt.
All right. All right. I got you guys. So let's see. We actually have dash cam footage from the garbage truck, and I want you to notice something. Now, it's got one of those JetBlue Holiday voiceovers in the background, so I'm gonna pot it down a little bit. This is the garbage truck.
Nothing beats it.
JetBlue Holiday, whatever. So the streets look a little wet. I don't know exactly, if I pause it right here, I don't know exactly where the camera is on this truck, because there's like a huge bar like right in the front of it, kind of blocking obstructive view type. Now, what I want you to look at here, this is a 2-lane road with what they call like a suicide lane in the middle, okay? So a suicide lane means that, you can get in the center, you can either turn right, or if you're coming the other way, you can turn left, whatever it is. But that's it. There's a solid yellow line or a solid white line on the right-hand side of the lane that this garbage truck is traveling down. So as far as him being cut off, let's roll the tape a little bit further, see what happens. So here he goes. He's traveling down the road. It's a single lane road. The camera pans over to the right-hand side, and there's Alec Baldwin. Like he was trying to go around him, and there was no room. Right here, let me rewind it. Now look, keep this in mind. Look right here. Oh, hold on. Fucking stop. Technology is so difficult. Look right here. This is either a bicycle lane or, it's a wide shoulder on the right-hand side. It's not a full length, full width of a lane. So I don't know what Alec Baldwin was trying to do. So maybe he was trying to get around this garbage truck. So let's watch a little bit further. Camera pans over, and there he goes. Now, it did look like the garbage truck was getting ready to take a right-hand turn. But if you're on a single-lane road, you're allowed to take a right-hand turn. So maybe Alec Baldwin was trying to go around this truck, and the truck, is assuming that there's no one. Let's go back to me now. Is assuming that, hey, there's nobody really on the right-hand side. Now, you can say assume all day long, check your mirrors, trust your mirrors. All truck drivers, if you're a CDL, you need to be aware around you, all that stuff. But did Alec Baldwin try to swing around this garbage truck and get in front of him? And as the garbage truck was turning, he didn't see him. I mean, there's a blind spot there somewhere. So who broke the law? So, and then continue, bam, he crashes right into the tree, hits the house for rent sign. Alec gets out. There's a little light post right there. He can't open his door. Garbage truck rolls up just a little bit further. And that's where the video stops. So a little bit more on what Alec Baldwin has to say. Let's switch back to camera 4 and find out exactly what was going on. Now that I've told you all this stuff, listen to what he says during this it's a self-proclaimed interview on his own Instagram. So here's what Alec Baldwin has to say. I think he's trying to clear everything so he doesn't get charged. So listen.
Truck, big garbage truck. I mean, a garbage truck the size of a whale.
A whale.
To avoid hitting him, I hit a tree. I hit a big fat tree and crushed my car, my wife's car.
My wife's car. Alec Baldwin thanked the local police department coming to his assistance. He says he's fine after the car accident involving his brother. So let's see what else this says. Representative for Stephen Baldwin was also said that he's doing fine. And, yeah, because we were worried about Stephen Baldwin, the bloodline of the family, right? He was grateful that no one was injured. And let's see, it scrolls on it. CNN has reached out to East Hampton Police for more information about this thing. But I think there's a little bit more to it. There's going to be, let's go back to me now. There's going to be a little bit more to it. It's going to be, Alec Baldwin says, and the garbage truck driver says. Like I said, he was on a one-lane road, single-lane road. Well, he's on a two-lane road. Traffic coming towards you, and you're on the other side going the other way. There was no room. There was no lane on the right-hand side. Why was Alec Baldwin on the right-hand side of that truck? I ask you these questions, these very informative questions that I'd like to have answered. And if you have your opinion about what happened, now I'm sure a little bit more is going to unfold as the days roll on, but I want to hear your opinion. The way you get those in is go to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says be heard. Leave a message. You can be anonymous if you want. It comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. When we come back, guess who's building the tallest building in the world? What country? Do they really need to do this? Well, they're going to. They're going to try. We got other plans and things going on in the world that need to be healed and fixed, and they're going to build this big old building. So we'll find out what's going on over there. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social medias, and the way you do that is to search Deacon Live. All one word. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on YouTube as well, and Facebook. So make sure you give us a friend request. You can be part of the show as well over at prophetradio.com. Now, many years ago, there was a company called Tackle, T-A-K-L. I think that was how it's spelled, T-A-K-L, Tackle. And what it was like one of the first gig economy type apps that were out there. I did it for a while. I did it for about a year. Just I had spare time on my hands, and it's nothing to put your your qualifications as far as what you're willing to do and move furniture, throw away garbage, paint a room, that type of stuff. It was like handyman stuff. But you weren't just limited to one thing. So I did it for a while. I made okay money. And then it went away. I guess the owner was spending a little bit too much time in the casinos or something like that. So the place folded. So there's not really anything out there. I mean, there's TaskRabbit out there, but I think if you're one person, you have to only do like one job. Like I can only do data inputting, and then I have to have another profile that says you can only do speech writing or something like that. Instead of just saying that you can do all this stuff and you can pick and choose what you want. This woman right here, I guess Wayfair has something sort of like that because a California woman pays extra to have a Wayfair professional carry in a heavy box of furniture into her home and assemble it. However, she says that 2 men showed up instead of the woman who was scheduled to come. In the video that has over 131,000 views, TikToker Veronica, who goes by Everyday Veronica, says that she placed an order for a bookshelf, which was scheduled to be delivered and assembled by a woman named Latasha through the Wayfair Professional Assembly Program. She was supposed to be there at about 2:30 p.m. The added service uses vetted contractors from a third party who can pick up jobs as Wayfair customers place orders according to the furniture chain's website. So let's find out what happened. However, Veronica suspects that some of the workers have figured out how to bypass the vetting process for picking up jobs. She says in her message, she said that she messaged Latasha through the Wayfair app when she didn't show up for her scheduled appointment on time. Over an hour late, a very strange van pulls up and 2 men get out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Horror story here. Veronica says she immediately noticed that the 2 men were disheveled and appeared intoxicated. Great. She asked them if they are, quote unquote, Latasha, and tries to stop them before entering her home, as she is unsure that they are the right people and they're at the right place. I'm like, well, I can't let anyone in that's not Latasha. And then they pushed right past me and got into my house. There are 2 men. What does it say? There are 2 men and it's just me, she recounts. All right, so let's see. Where's her video at? Let her tell it a little bit more than I can. So where's her video? Come on, Everyday Veronica. It's going to make me go there, isn't it? Here we go. Where's the 130,000? Is this it? Nope. Is this it? Nope. I cannot stand when they fucking do this shit. I got to go through all her shit. I'm not going through all her shit, Veronica. You want to be famous? You want to do this whole thing? Is this it? Oh, here it is.
Okay, I've tried filming this like 12 times now.
Okay, here we go.
And I don't want this to happen to anyone else, so I'm going to document.
Okay. Switch over to camera 4 here. So here she is. Can y'all please tag Wayfair and Wayfair professionals? Not really sure what my options are since these people have, hit here for more, have all my info. Wayfair, this can't happen to anyone else. Do better. All right, so here she goes.
But something happened tonight, and I'm just really uncomfortable and like vulnerable right now, and I'm going to document this for myself as well. So essentially, I ordered a dresser from Wayfair, like a real wood dresser, and I knew it would be heavy. So I ordered like the Wayfair pros to come and set it up for me or to build it for me. Usually I do that stuff myself, but I needed this to go onto, it's like a multi-level condo that I live in. And I didn't, it's just me here and my 2 young children. So I didn't think I could carry it up myself. So I paid like the $100 to have somebody come and build it for me.
Okay, got it.
Now the Wayfair pro that accepted the job, her name was Latasha, or at least I assumed it was a her. So all day, and they had rescheduled already, but all day I had been waiting for her to come at 2:30, and 2:30 rolls around and she never showed up. So I texted her from like the Wayfair app.
Okay, we got that part. So let's fast forward a little bit.
Latasha? And they're like, yep, Latasha. And then like they started like slurring their words and I couldn't really understand what they were saying. And I was like, that's not right. And they were in street clothes, like nothing Wayfair at all. No badge, no shirt, no nothing. Like,
whoops, did I mess it up?
Street clothes.
Oh, here it goes. Street clothes.
They are disheveled and seemingly intoxicated. And so then like we're at my unit right here. I was like, well, I can't let anyone that's not Latasha in. Like I'm here to get serviced by Latasha. And then they pushed past me and go into my house.
All right, we got that part. What happened?
Reschedule this. Like, it's okay. I have to go somewhere, and I like was trying to do any excuse that I could to get out of it. So instantly, like, all I knew to do was call my friend who's a sheriff and like put it on speakerphone and like let her listen in. And like, I was kind of just trying to talk to her, but through them being like, well, what should I do? And then she told me, she's like, just get them out of your house. And then if you need to, call 911, like lock the door. And like, she was telling me what to do. Well, then he instantly is like, well, I got to go to like Home Depot. Like, I got to get my own tools. Like, he's like trying to like tell me that he's going to leave, go to Home Depot and come back into my house. And I'm like, no.
Okay.
And then this other guy's getting all aggro with him. Like, they're not agreeing on the job. They're not agreeing on like what they're going to do. And
all right, keep going.
Plan of my house, because they've now been inside because they pushed through. And I feel vulnerable, and I am a single mom, and I have to protect my 2 children, and I don't even feel safe. And why is this a thing? Like, Wayfair, how is this a thing where somebody named Latasha can then send 2 strange men into my house, and they're not background checked, they're not anything? And like, what if their case?
Don't let them in.
They did worse to me, or I just am so perplexed by this whole situation. And if anyone's been through something similar, like, please let me know. I know this video is long. My next step is I'm going to try and get the doorbell footage that I have and submit it to like their Wayfair Pro.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see the footage. That's what I want to see. Not that she did anything. Let's go back to me now. Not that she did anything wrong, but I want to see, you know, when she says they pushed past her. Well, out of the way, lady. I got shit to do. Well, no, you're doing the shit that you're doing is for me. You're doing it for me. I'm Veronica. Where's Latasha? Is Latasha your sister? Did she set all this up? You know, who the fuck? Can I see some ID? How about that? You know, I hate to say it, you know, single mom, 2 children, you know, stand up a little bit. You know, I know you're a woman, and it's scary sometimes when you have men like this that come over and you don't know what to do. And if you think that what you're doing is or what's happening is wrong, stop. Don't just go, oh, this is, maybe I'm naive and this is the way things go. No, if you don't feel right, stop and get some answers. Yeah, hold on one sec. You know, let me talk to someone. Let me have your name. Let me have your phone number. Let me call someone before we, you know, you pass the threshold of my house, my abode with my 2 kids and my dogs and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true. If it is true, you know, by all means, you know, I hope Wayfair takes care of that, or they figure something out, or they figure out what happened. Why didn't Latasha show up? Well, anyway, so that's what happened there. Now, someone who's building something without Latasha, Saudi Arabia is building a tower so tall that the elevators will use a revolutionary carbon fiber rope instead of steel cables to zip passengers smoothly and quickly to the world's highest observation deck, which is 630 meters above Jeddah. Jeddah. All right. Carbon fiber, is that good? I don't know. What's the trade-off? What's the tension ratio on that? The Saudi Arabia is building a building so tall the elevators are redefining engineering limits. Rising above over a kilometer above the Red Sea coast, the Jeddah Tower will soon claim the title of the world's tallest building. It will also be hosted by the world's highest elevator ride, which is over 630 meters to the observation deck. Now, let's see. I see the carbon fiber compared to so they're flat. The pulleys are flat, or the cables are flat compared to the braided steel cables. That's kind of cool. A record-breaking journey will make it possible by Koni's, K-O-N-E, revolutionary ultra rope technology, which replaces traditional steel cables with carbon fiber ropes, making the elevator lighter, faster, and more efficient. The ultra rope is not just a material innovation, but it's fundamental rethinking of how vertical transportation and extreme heights work. The carbon fiber rope is low weight, dramatically reduces moving mass of the elevator system, translating to a smoother ride and substantial energy savings. Cones, I'm going to just call it Cones, international documentation reports that energy reductions about 15% on a 500-meter ride, which is over 40% of those reaching 800 meters. All right, so it can really get up there. Because of this, ultra rope does not stretch or require lubrication. Well, that's always good. It needs less maintenance and eliminates many of the issues caused by steel ropes, including downtime from building sway and so on, outside elements that can affect cable ropes. And I never would have even thought of that. Cohn describes it as a breakthrough that eliminates the disadvantage of existing steel ropes and enables elevators to travel heights up to 100 meters. Jesus Christ, do we need to be up there? Do we need to be that high? At the Jeddah Tower, the ultra rope equipped elevators will power by the journey to the observation deck located approximately 630 meters above the ground on level 157. Known as the Sky Terrace, this circular outdoor platform is roughly 30 meters wide and will become the world's highest public observation deck once completed. Visitors will reach it through the double-deck shuttles moving at speeds of up to 10 meters per second. Do we need to go that fast? Can the human body go that fast? And technically, if you get up that high, aren't you now astronauts? I mean, isn't that kind of like debatable, as far as, how many feet does the Jim Bezos rocket go up in the air? Was it higher than this, or was it lower than this? So are you an astronaut if you fly all the way up to the top of this building? It's debatable, right? These new elevators use smart destination grouping systems to reduce stops and waiting times, offering a fast and more seamless accent to the other tower in Burj Khalifa, the 504 meter lift experience. So, would you ride this thing? I don't know. I don't know if I'd ride this thing. Am I on me? I'm on me. I don't know if I'd ride this thing. Do I need to go that fast? What's going to be in there? Apartments? Is it going to be office buildings? Is it going to be something? And hello, Saudi Arabia, be careful. Look who lives around you. You're talking about, we had some plane issues over here in the United States. Just throwing it out there. Be careful who lives in that building. All right, when we come back, YouTube is busted. They got busted, and they called it right all the time. People were saying this isn't right. Something's not right with YouTube. Well, they found out and they got busted. What it is and what happened to them and what they're going to do about it, well, I'll tell you when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, I'll give you something for free, but what you got to do to get it is go over to prophetradio.com. PROPHET radio.com. At the very top of the page, you'll see a little section that says free swag. Pick something out over there. You can, and we'll mail it out to you if you live here in the United States. It's just their way of saying thank you for listening to all the fine programming that comes out of this studio. There are several different podcasts that come out of this studio. I host a couple of them over there. So you can get yourself some stickers, some magnets, some holiday stuff. Pick yourself something out and they'll send it out to you right away. Just to say thank you for listening to the show. Now, we don't get too political on here, but some stories just need to be told. An ancient Hopi prophecy predicts the rise of a mysterious figure, if I can get my screen to come up here, known as the True White Brother, marked by a red cap, who would change the entire nation forever. Believed to be centuries old, the prophecy comes from the Hopi tribe of the southwestern United States, whose wisdom has guided generations for over thousands and thousands of years. I know people that actually have like Hopi Indians tattooed on their body because they believe in them so much. In 1992, a spiritual elder by the name of Thomas Banyaka brought the prophecy to the United Nations, warning that during the time of great turmoil and rapid technology changes, an individual bearing a symbolic red hat would emerge and shaping the fate of the world. Now, this is back in 1992. We were told that he had 3 helpers who were commissioned by the Great Spirit to help the Hopi bring about a peaceful life on Earth. Would appear to us. What was his name? Jonathan? Oh, Thomas. Thomas said. So we have been all waiting all these years. The prophecy, I guess he's talking about the Indians, the Hopi Indians that are still out there. The prophecy was recently discussed on the Sunday Cool podcast, which explores captivating stories and conspiracy theories. The co-host Josh Hooper read the prophecy for the listeners, noting, "It is known that our true white brother, when he comes, will be all-powerful and wear a red cap or a red cloak. He displayed an image of the former President Donald Trump wearing a signature MAGA hat as an example. Now, he continues by saying he will be large in population and belong to no religion but his own. He also explaining why he will be joined by two wise and powerful helpers whom he speculated to be Vice President J.D. Vance and billionaire Elon Musk. Well, that kind of makes sense. It's kind of scary, though, but it makes sense in the same aspect. Hopi prophecies describe a cycle of 4 words, with humanity currently in the fourth and final one. These teachings foresee a period of upheaval and purification known as the Great Purification, or the Third Shaking, brought on by human greed, corruption, and disregard for nature. The prophecy also mentions specific technology signs, catastrophic events, and eventually birth of a 5th world of peace and harmony if humanity chooses the right path. The red cap figure, who is said to appear during this 4th world, serving as a guide to help humanity navigate the chaos. The red cap itself is indistinguishable. Is a distinguishable Jesus Christ, these fucking ads keep popping up all over the place. The red cap itself is a distinguishing symbol similar to others in the Hopi prophecy, marking the figure as a significant for fulfilling prophecies. Jesus Christ. The true white brother is sometimes described as a messenger who persists and may influence humanity choices and transitions in the 5th world in a new era of balance and harmony. The prophecy is also described 2 helpers who will appear alongside of the true white brother. One is associated with the swastika, representing purity and the female life-giving energy, while the other is linked to a symbol of the sun, representing wisdom and power. So I'll switch over to camera 4 here. You can see this is, I guess, the symbol. There's the guy with the red hat. It's a rock drawing. It's carved into the rocks. And then over here on the sides, it says LM loves EM. Over on the right-hand side, like someone graffitied it. All right, so let's go back to me now. What else does it say? One will have the symbol of the Maja or cross, which Harper suggests that the cross might be an actual X, aligning with Elon Musk's social platform known as X. According to the text, the 3 helpers fail in their mission. If they do, the figure from the west will arrive like a powerful storm, numerous and ruthless, sweeping across the land quickly like a swarm of red ants. But even 1, 2, or 3 of the true Hopi remains faithful to the ancient teachings. The Great Spirit, Masua, M-A-S-S-A-U-U, that's it, A-U-U, will appear and the world will be saved. Those who succeed from the fulfilling prophecy will establish a new way of life and bringing lasting peace and abundance. Are they talking about the rapture? Is that what they were talking about? Maybe there is something there. You know, we talked about the rapture a couple times. Maybe this is part of that. Maybe if these 3 guys, if Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump don't get their shit together, or as long as they keep their shit together, let's put it that way, keep their shit together and do everything right, that we won't need the rapture. But if they mess up somehow, boom, rapture. I'm just throwing it out there. But that would make sense. In my opinion, reading all these stories and stuff, that would make a little bit more sense as far as, you know, the guy goes, oh, I got the dates wrong and stuff, instead of just saying, you know, pulling shit out of thin air. You know, oh, there's a prophecy. When? 3 weeks from now? Does that sound right? Oh, my God, 3 weeks from now. That type of stuff. So maybe that's true in some point. Can we see the future? Do you think people on there can see the future? We'd love to hear from you, and the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com and hit be heard. Now, this right here, YouTube makes a controversial move that many viewers will not like. And when I say many viewers, there's just a group of actual people that don't like what YouTube has done. They liked what they did, but they don't like what they're doing now. YouTube is softening its stance on a controversial new issue. An English poet said, once to err is human, but to forgive is divine. The executives at YouTube seem to have been touched by divine, because now it's offering a path of redemption for some of its most popular content creators in the social media sphere. Last month, a company admitted to the company, YouTube, admitted to the United States House of Judicial Committee that Biden administration pressured Google to censor Americans that remove content that did not violate the YouTube's policy. So they said basically, hey, we this doesn't violate our policies. And the administration says, well, the Biden administration says, well, we don't like it, so take it off. So some of the people that have been banned for life are these people here. Now, say what you want about these people, but I don't want to say it's free speech, because you're on their platform and that is your political thing. You could, shout this on the corner of 5th and Main all you want, as long as you don't bother and hurt anyone. But you do have to follow the YouTube's rules. And these 4 people have been banned, but now they're likely to get back on YouTube. One of them is going to be Alex Jones. He was banned in 2018. He had 2.4 million subscribers. Dan Bongio was banned in January 2022. Gavin McInnes was banned in December 2018, and Lefty is Here was banned in 2020 with 4.9 million subscribers. While Donald Trump was out of office, he complained that social media platforms like YouTube were silencing conservative voices, which is what I agree with. Since he had returned to the White House, YouTube has softened its stance on all censorship. Yeah, they weren't under the thumb of the Democratic Party. It recently made changes to that should restore some of the most high profiles that were banned. This week, YouTube softened its stance on lifetime bans, noting that over the last 4 years, it has paid out over $1 billion to content creators, media companies, and performance artists. Given the scale of the opportunity, we know that our long-held approach enforcing lifetime terminations can be difficult to creators, the company said this past Thursday. Starting today, some of the previous terminated creators will have an opportunity to request a new YouTube channel. So they can't reform their old channel. They got to start from scratch. Well, that fucking sucks. Can't you just click the switch back over? YouTube notes that the majority of its appealed bans decisions have been upheld. So after talking to the Republican-led House committee, it wants to give banned accounts more options to get their accounts back. Over the next coming week, eligible channels will start to see the opinions or the option on their accounts to request a new channel when they log into the YouTube studio on the desktop, which they previously terminated the channel. But subscribers are gone. Even if you had a channel with 2 million subscribers, when it was banned, you have to start from scratch. YouTube is not changing the community guidelines as part of the Second Chance program, but it allowed the people that didn't violate their program or their policies to maintain their channel when it comes back on. So there you go. YouTube, do you agree with that? And here you were like, people around the left were like going, we're not censoring anything. We're not censoring anything. And the people on the right are like going, yes, you are. You're censoring the news. You're censoring all this stuff. And here's a prime example. YouTube itself said, well, under Joe Biden, we weren't allowed to let these people flap their gums about the other parties and stuff. So we'll ban them, I guess. You need to ban them. All right. Why? Because we said so. All right. Ban. And now that that's gone, they're not on office anymore. All right, we'll let them back in. But, you don't get all your subscribers back. They're all bots anyways, right? They're all bots. But not you guys. And you can be part of us. You can be part of our subscription. Not subscription. You can be a subscriber to our YouTube channel. Go over to YouTube, search DeaconLive, all one word, and then podcast. And you can give us a like and a thumbs up over there as well. All right, when we come back, one more little segment. We're going to talk about cultural appropriation when going out to eat. Tell me if this lady was wrong for what she wore when she went to dinner with her boyfriend or soon-to-be boyfriend. So stick around. I'll dive into their story when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget all the musical artists that you hear during the broadcast. During the breaks that we have here are all independent artists. They're unsigned artists. And they're very talented. They're trying to get their music out there, and we give them a platform to showcase their music. So what I want you to do to support them as well is if you have Spotify on your phone, if you have Spotify on your tablet or anything like that, search Music Heard on DeaconLive, and you can see and listen to all the music artists that have been on this show since 2025. And you can hear the full length. You can hear the full length songs over there as well. Just show them some love if you like some songs over there. If you just want like a random playlist as you're working out, you're doing those long drives and all that, you can hear some real interesting artists over there. That's Music Heard on DeaconLive over on Spotify. Now, I used to work for Home Depot many years ago. I worked there for about 20 years. I started when I was 18, left when I was 38, and I worked there for in some form or fashion. And I know that Home Depot, what separated them from other like home improvement shops is they actually, you can go in there green as a jaybird. Is that a term that they use? You can go in there as green as a newborn baby, I guess. I don't know. Without any knowledge at all. And they will actually train you. There's video portions. There's what they call PK, product knowledge test, that you have to go through in order to, achieve, financial success in the company. The more you achieve, the more money you get, and so on and so forth. So you work your way up through the ranks, and then you can be, a department head, and then you can be assistant manager, or, department managers and all that stuff, which is the path that I took. I did it for 20 years, and I said, you know what, I'm done with retail. I want to go do something else. So back then I started doing radio, and I had a knack for it, and here I am. This is how we met, you and I, how you came across our page and our podcast. But I did spend about 20 years there, and I know that they do a lot of training and a lot of preventative stuff. Now, this story right here doesn't make sense, but I don't know. I haven't been with Home Depot for a very long time now. So this article starts off by saying, don't buy anything from Home Depot that weighs more than 50 pounds. An Arizona man spends $1,000 on a toolbox, and then a worker tries to load it onto his truck and fails. A Home Depot customer says that his excitement over a major purchase turned into frustration when he was loading. The process went sideways, the loading process. What was supposed to be a simple pickup for a brand new $1,000 toolbox turned into a heated confrontation and left both the expensive item and his vehicle damaged. In the viral video with over 121,000 views, Alex, Alekx, at Alex 0.5.0, how many is there? Documents what he describes as a disastrous loading experience after purchasing a $1,000 toolbox from Home Depot. So let's find out what's going on with him. The footage shows a bright red, multi-foot long toolbox leaning up against an open bed of his white pickup truck. Alex films the worker, whom he says didn't load the item correctly, while expressing his frustrations. He says something about they get you a loader guy that can't even lift 100 pounds or something. Well, I can't lift 100 pounds. In the video, he goes, I want a refund, man. You better send it back to the distributor. I'm reading, this is his quotes here. Because now that whole side is fucked up. Alex is seen pointing to the damaged side of the toolbox. A manager appears to come over and address the situation. In total, Alex films 3 employees. They all look visibly uncomfortable as he berates them on camera. A customer claims the incident also caused damage to his vehicle, as the red paint from the toolbox is visible on his white car. Got this damage on my vehicle too, not only on the toolbox, the video continues. In his caption, Alex has issued a warning to other shoppers. PSA, do not buy anything from Home Depot that weighs more than 50 pounds. According to the video, store employee offered to help him or give him a full refund on the toolbox. We're giving you $1,000 back, the voice off camera says, but what about his car? So let's see where this little tramp, this little scamper guy. All right, here it is. Hold on there. All right. So here's this video. I'm going to switch over to camera 4. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can see the full-length podcast, all the hips and dips and all that stuff over on our YouTube channel. Just search DeaconLive, one word, and then podcast. And make sure you give us a subscribe over there. So let's turn his volume up and find out what's going on with Alex with a K.
$1,000 on a toolbox at Home Depot. They get you the loader guy that can't even lift 100 pounds or something.
Okay, first of all, Mr. Dude. It says on the application, must be able to require to lift up to 50 pounds or 45 pounds or something like that. Anything more than that, it's what they call a team lift. So don't expect this guy, dude, to lift a 100-pound toolbox and throw it in the back of your truck. And the video continues.
I want a refund, man.
I want a refund. He's waiting.
I want this off my truck and my $1,000 back.
All right. I don't know what he's saying. So he bought
So y'all gonna sell this on discount now for like half off or something?
So it's one of those big Craftsman like a workshop toolbox. I mean, it's probably about 4 feet long. And he says, now you're going to sell it on discount. So let's see what he says.
You guys gonna get a better loading guy too?
Oh, come on. With the loading guy.
Well, it does, because I was looking forward to this. Just paid a good amount of money on this, and it's ridiculous, huh?
He pans to someone else.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, you better send it back to the fucking distributor now, because now that whole side is fucked up.
Sir, we don't appreciate your language.
Spent $1,000 on a metal box.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine.
Yeah, we're giving you your grand back. We're happy to get you
Good.
some
Not with this way it's going to be loaded into a vehicle.
money. We're gonna load it a different way for you.
Got this damage on the vehicle too, not only on the toolbox, but
All right.
this is nice.
All right, come on, guy. The damage on your vehicle, as he pans to his tailgate, it's already got scratches and shit all over it. You would have never known that he got damages on it.
Nice.
What are you going to do? They're trying to flip it back up on its side. That's it. That's the video. So you tell me, asshole, not asshole. I'm going to say asshole. He didn't need to do all that. All he had to do, hey man, and this kid was, and I say kid, the guy who bought it, probably just coming of age. He's just turning 31. He's got probably a little bit of cash. Hey, I'm buying $1,000 toolbox. I want everyone to suck my friggin' balls. You know what I mean? I want everyone to kiss my friggin' tan ass. And the kid was trying to put it in his trunk. How about helping the guy? Hey, I don't want you to damage my car. Let me help you. Can you get one more guy instead of just letting him do it all by himself, which I'm assuming because that guy looked that way. And instead of just berating him, say, hey, look, man, I understand things happen. I don't want this, or I'll take it, but I'm not paying $1,000 for it. If you want to give me, $300 off of this, I'll go ahead and take it and chalk up the scratch on the bed of my truck. I already had scratches on there before, so they just kind of blend in. If they would have done that, this would not be a thing. This would be a mute deal. But no, he wants to get 121,000 views and don't buy something from Home Depot. And then, oh, look at me. I'm famous, Mom. TikTok famous. I'm famous. But what you did was you're a piece of shit now, the way you talk to him. Oh, well, anyways, so there you go. There's the video. Tell us what you think. Go over to profitradio.com. Now, this guy right here, I believe, if I'm reading the story right, go tell this guy to go fuck himself. This guy right here, a man agrees to go to a Korean barbecue with a longtime friend. Then he sees how she shows up. So I guess let's get into this article here, because it's a cultural appropriation is what they call it. Now, if you don't know what that means, they say that white people can't have dreads because the black community started dreads. White people can't dress this way. Black people can't dress this way. If it crosses like cultural barriers and stuff, like you don't want to see a black guy with a Mexican hat and a sombrero and the what do they call that thing that goes over their that blanket or whatever that goes over them. That's cultural appropriation. If you're a black guy, that's not your community type deal. But this gentleman right here says when an Arizona man agrees to take out a friend for dinner on a date for Korean barbecue, he was cautiously optimistic. The date started weird and then got even weirder in a why do we suddenly have an audience kind of way. So it all started when TikToker Gloria Furrows, you got to get better names, people, I'm telling you, a longtime friend suggested they go on a date to see her if their friendship could turn into something else. The TikToker agreed. I'm a big boy and I like to eat, he says. The cat dad explains in a TikTok video that has been watched over 243,000 times. So he immediately thought of taking her, this girl that he's interested in, to Korean barbecue. That's great. Have some Korean barbecue. And a cat lover, you be careful what you order there, bud. She told him that she's never been there or been to that before, so it thought it'd be a cool experience for her while she got to do something that he really enjoys, eating food. But then when he arrived at her house to pick her up, things got a little bit awkward. He says when his date greeted him in a kimono, he legitimately thought it was a joke. She comes out and I said, shit, you not in a fucking kimono, he recalls. He started laughing. He recounts the laughing. Why are you laughing, she says. It dawned on him, this woman planned to wear a kimono to a Korean restaurant. Not only is it culturally insensitive, it's also the wrong culture. So let's see where his video is. Where's your video? Mr. Korean Barbecue. So here we go. And I'm going to post this over there. Switch over to camera 4 so we can see it. Here we go. Why is this wrong? So here we go.
All right. So I had the weirdest fucking date the other day, and
let me just explain this guy. This is a white guy, kind of a heavyset white guy. He's got one of those I'm gonna say it, one of those Gen X beards, you know, it barely, like he just grew it for the first time, and he's wearing glasses, and he has a nose ring. And when I say ring, not the one in the stud in the side, the one in the center. So you can already tell what his beliefs are. So here we go.
And I just need a rant about it. So little backstory. It's just, you know, a friend of mine that I've known for a long time. She was just kind of like, you know, hey, you know, I like to go on a date. And
why is he holding his hand on his chest and he's got a piece of paper that he's folded up? Maybe it's a picture.
See if, you know, maybe we kind of hit it off.
Pause.
So, you know, I'm like, cool. You know, I you know, she's very, you know, nice and stuff. So
right.
I, you know, was like, yeah, like, let's do it. And I'm a big boy. So
we can tell.
I like to eat. So immediately the first thing that came to my mind was like, we should go get like Korean barbecue.
Korean, not Korean.
She was like, you know, I've never been. And I was like, oh, great. So it'll be an experience and something I like to do at the same time. So we both kind of win on it.
Okay.
So she's like, hey, well, go ahead and come over to my house at this time, and we'll go from there, and then we'll go to the Korean barbecue place.
Korean.
So I'm, you know, like, cool, you know, I get a new outfit and stuff, get my hair cut, and I drive to her house and go inside. And she's like, hey, I'm in the bathroom right now. Just go ahead and, you know, wait in the living room, and I'll let you know when I'm done.
Okay. Got it.
So I'm kind of hanging out, you know, playing with her cats and stuff like that. And she comes out, I shit you not, in a fucking kimono. So immediately I'm like, okay, this must be like some weird fucking joke. So I start laughing. And she's like, why are you laughing? And I was like, wait, you're going to wear that to Korean barbecue?
What's wrong with that?
And she's like, yeah, like I've had this forever and I've felt like wearing it. So, you know, I was going to wear it to, and she's like, that seems like the perfect opportunity. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, I don't even know if that, like, that's like some weird, like, cultural appropriation shit. I don't know.
No, it was fine.
That's extremely fucking weird.
If she walks around doing Ching Chong Chinaman with her eyebrows or her eyes and going, you know, if you're watching me on the camera here, you know, doing the slant eyes and stuff, maybe not take her there, but here you go.
And she's like, no, it's not weird at all. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, please, like, that's real weird. And she's like, all right, fine. And she changed into just like a normal outfit.
Just fucking go with it.
So that passes. We're in the car, we're talking and stuff. We go into the place, we sit down and eat, and we're eating and we're talking and having like good conversation, you know.
I'm with you.
And she kind of points at her phone and she's like, hey, do you mind?
What?
If I was thinking like, oh, you know, we're on a date, so she doesn't want to like check her phone while she's with me. that makes sense.
You mind if I go ahead and call an Uber to get out of here?
Date, and I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. So she takes the little kickstand on her phone and kicks her phone up and like turns it on towards her, and she goes fucking live on TikTok.
Where's her live TikTok? I want to see that.
So I'm sitting there beside myself because I don't even know what the hell's really going on at this point.
Hey, y'all. Let me switch to me. Hey, y'all. I'm at the Korean barbecue. Check out my kimono. Oh, yeah. I'm going to eat some barbecue. I'm going to get some, what the fuck they serve here? This Korean barbecue? Anyways, I'm going to get chicken. I'm going to get ribs. I'm going to get some barbecue Portland chops. I'm going to get all that stuff. Because it's barbecue, man. And your girl's out in town with her kimono dragon dress on. So there you go. But that's the way I imagine the TikTok live went. So let's see what else happened.
And she's just sitting there talking to people on TikTok. And she's like, hey, you want to go over on this side so we can like sit together and talk to the live while we're eating?
Nope.
And I'm like, no. She does this for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or whatever.
10 minutes?
The waitress comes over. I asked for the check. I didn't eat very even much. We weren't there for very long.
More than 10 minutes.
Check. And I drop her off. And she was like, oh, wow, that was so much fun. We should do this more often and stuff. And I was like,
nope.
Sure. All right.
Didn't he say this was a longtime friend? And he's surprised at this reaction or this, the way she came out?
Haven't talked to her since. I don't know how to even approach that. That was the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Oh, buddy, have I got stories for you? And I'm sure you guys have stories as well. All right, guys, if you've enjoyed the show, make sure you email me. You can email me at any time at deacon@prophetradio.com. Any of your stories, anything like that. Also, you can send pictures to me of you and a Komodo dragon at a, Frisch's Big Boy or something like that. Make sure you follow us over on TikTok. That's Be Podcast Famous over on TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, and all the stuff, and follow us over on Facebook. That's DeaconLive, all one word. All right, guys, and we'll let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon, saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait! Come back!
This is the end. The absolute end.
So stupid.
$1,000 on a toolbox at Home Depot. They get you the loader guy that can't even lift 100 pounds or something. I want a refund, man. I want this off my truck and my $1,000 back. So y'all gonna sell this on discount now for like half off or something? You guys gonna get a better loading guy too? Well, it does, cause I was looking forward to this. Just paid a good amount of money on this, and ridiculous, huh? Oh yeah, you better send it back to the fucking distributor now, cause now that whole side is fucked up. Well, imagine you just spent $1,000 on a metal box. Imagine.
Yeah, we're giving you your grand back. We're happy to get you
Good.
money.
Not with this way it's gonna be loaded into a vehicle.
I was gonna load it a different way for you.
Got this damage on the vehicle too, not only on the toolbox, but wow, this is nice. Nice.